Sure, we take back the White House.
Two Secret Service sniper teams could be seen on rooftops behind former President Donald Trump less than 2 minutes before gunfire erupted at a campaign rally in Butler, Pennsylvania on Saturday. They appear to be getting into position facing the direction of the gunman who authorities say fired the shots that grazed former President Trump.
Look what happened.
Trump said a bullet struck him in the ear. Here's how the attack unfolded. President Trump was speaking from a stage located here. The suspected gunman was on the roof of another building less than 450 feet away from where Trump was speaking, with a clear line of sight. 1 minute and 32 seconds before shots are heard, we can see two Secret Service sniper teams moving into place on the roofs behind the former president. One on the south roof and one on the north roof, facing the direction of the shooter. It's unclear if they were repositioning or setting up for the first time.
And then the worst president in the history of our country took over. And look what happened to our country.
Moments before the shooting, we can hear nearby spectators saying they see someone with a gun.
He's going down!
While Trump speaks, the Secret Service snipers are still facing the gunman's direction. We then see an agent on the north roof pick his head up just before shots ring out at 6:15. Secret Service agents rush to pull Trump to the ground. As they rush him off the stage, blood can be seen on the bleachers behind where Trump was speaking. A spectator was killed and 2 more were critically injured at the event, the Secret Service said. The suspected gunman, 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks, was shot and killed, according to the FBI.
Here's what we know about Thomas Matthew Crooks, the 20-year-old suspect who attempted to assassinate former President Donald Trump. After Crooks fired multiple shots from an AR-style rifle, a Secret Service sniper shot and killed him. In a briefing Sunday, the FBI said that limited insights from his recent communications didn't reveal anything about Crooks's motive or suggest that anyone else was involved. But some answers may lie in Crooks's cell phone, which the FBI shipped to its lab in Virginia. Crooks lived in Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, about an hour's drive south of Butler, where the rally took place.
Thomas Crooks.
He graduated from Bethel Park High School in 2022. He seemed to have little social media presence or record of political activism.
He was quiet, but he was just bullied. He was bullied so much. He'd wear hunting outfits sometimes.
Pennsylvania voting records show that he was a registered Republican. And on the day of Joe Biden's inauguration, a Federal Election Commission record shows Crooks gave $15 to the Democratic-aligned Progressive Turnout Project. Crooks did appear to have an account on Discord, a messaging app. A Discord spokesman said he hadn't posted on that account in months, and that the platform had removed his account based on its off-platform behavior policy. Witness accounts placed Crooks on a roof less than 450 feet away from Trump.
We noticed a guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us.
Crooks' father, who the gun had belonged to, assumed his son had gone to a gun range, but became concerned when he couldn't reach him, according to people familiar with the investigation. He called police after news of the shooting. The FBI also said that Crooks hadn't been on the agency's radar as a possible threat before the shooting, and that there were no signs of mental health issues.
Here's what we know about the security gaps that led to the assassination attempt on Trump.
Yeah, look, there he is.
In a video taken by a bystander shortly before the shooting, the gunman, Thomas Matthew Crooks, could be seen crawling on a roof as people were heard pointing him out.
Dangerous people. Criminals. We have criminals. We have...
And a witness told the BBC,
The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey, man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle.
But those alerts, if heard by any officers, didn't seem to make it up the chain back to the command center.
That's a massive communication failure. Quite frankly, if the detail had known there was an armed person climbing up on a roof, they would have evacuated the president right away, no questions asked.
Beyond that, the Secret Service said it relied on local law enforcement to secure the building that Crooks climbed.
The Secret Service isn't just responsible for the safety and security of the protectee. They're also there for the safety and the security of the people that are showing up to these events. So this is tragic all around.
Typically, Secret Service and local police operate together in concentric circles. Closest to the principal, in this case Trump, are teams of highly trained Secret Service agents. In the middle perimeter, there's usually a mix of Secret Service and local law enforcement who might cover portions of the motorcade and any pre-event screening. And in the outer perimeter, security largely falls on local law enforcement. In Butler, the building the shooter climbed was technically outside of the rally venue, and the Secret Service didn't sweep it.
Colossal failure for the Secret Service.
According to the Butler County Sheriff, right before the shooting, a local officer climbed onto the building and saw Crooks, but dropped to the ground when Crooks aimed his rifle at him. In an interview with ABC News, the Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheadle said local officials were inside the building when Crooks scaled it, but said,
"The buck stops with me. I am the director of the Secret Service."
There are also questions about why counter-sniper teams located behind Trump didn't take out the shooter earlier, even though they appeared to be facing in his direction. The investigations into what went wrong will also focus heavily on what happened before the event even took place. The Butler rally was announced by the Trump campaign 10 days ahead of time, which experts say gave the Secret Service plenty of time to do site advance planning, and potentially even eliminate the line of sight from the building where the gunman was perched to Trump's stage.
In this situation, you actually had an event site that was being built. So they're there to find out what the dimensions are going to be, what the stage is going to look like, where it's going to be located. And then based on that information, they are then looking at potential threats, including areas of high ground, and how to best mitigate those threats with the overall security plan.
Former Secret Service agents say the buildings near Trump's stage in Butler would be a glaring risk and not something that could have been missed by advance agents.
We lost a president in 1963. How did it happen? Man up on a roof with a rifle. And guess what? The protocols that went into place from 1963 until this day is that we prioritize high places because we understand a man with a rifle, woman with a rifle, whoever with a rifle, if they have any level of expertise, they can kill a president very quickly.
One thing law enforcement experts say was done correctly, despite widespread criticism on social media, was the evacuation of the former president after he was shot.
The reaction from the shift inside that inner perimeter was very quick. And as it's happening, if you listen closely, you can hear the instructions to former President Trump to get down. And that is so that they can cover him effectively. That was done very well.
I got you, sir. I got you, sir.
Let me get my shoes, sir.
Hold that in your head.
What you can't hear is what's being said to the agents through the radios from the command post, maybe the counter sniper team, because there's other things going on. So they're going to do what they're told. And if they're told now it's safe to move, then that's what they're going to do.
Well, experts say it's not ideal from a security perspective that Trump stopped to pump his fist. The shift did a good job getting him to the car, known as the Spare. But the team near the Spare?
They were clearly confused. You could see it. You can't hide it. They didn't know what to do.
President Biden has been briefed about the assassination attempt and has pledged a quick probe led by the FBI.
I'm instructed that this investigation be thorough and swift, and the investigators will have every resource they need to get this done.
The House Oversight Committee is also investigating what went wrong and has called on Cheadle to testify. In a statement, Cheadle said the Secret Service is working with all involved federal, state, and local agencies to understand what happened, how it happened, and how we can prevent an incident like this from ever taking place again.